Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jacqueline and in today's video I will be reviewing the Electric Wonder collection by MAC. But before we get started, and if you're new here, please consider to subscribe to my channel and ring that little notification bell so you get to know whenever I upload new videos. Also, don't forget to follow me on my Instagram. And now if you want to know more about this collection, just keep on watching. Okay friends, so I went to my MAC store just a couple days ago and they had the newest collection, which is called the Electric Wonder, and it actually comes with 2 eyeshadow palettes, a face palette, I think 2 bronzers, 2 blush light highlighter powders, and they come with also 5 lipsticks. It comes with 5 different lip glosses, and then a face brush, and then 1 eyeshadow brush, which I saw it in the store. Very cute, very pretty, which I decided to pass on the brushes, but I was able to pick up one of the eyeshadow palettes. The eyeshadow palette that I purchased is Desert Lighting, and it comes in this pretty packaging right here. So beautiful. It kind of has a marble design with pink and white and gray, and it also has some gold foil in it, and then it says MAC in the middle. When you open the palette, it comes with 12 different shades, and this is the Cool Tone palette. Again, it's called Desert Lighting, and the cost of this palette is $48. You can find it right now at MAC stores as well. Macy's also have it. I think Nordstrom's have it right now. Then there is also the Warm Tone palette that is called the Natural Vice palette. That one I decided to pass on because I have too many warm tone palettes, and I said, okay, let me just play with some cool tones. I think that could be fun. This collection also comes with a face palette, and it comes with 6 different shades. When I was at the MAC store, I asked her, well, are these blushes and bronzer? And the person who was helping me, she said, well, they are all highlighters. So I will say, obviously I cannot wear all these shades as highlighters. These may complement well my skin, but these right here and this right here may be good kind of like blush toppers, and these could be also kind of like a bronzer topper, kind of like to, if I have like a matte shade, I can make it a little bit more glowy by using this shade right here. Now this palette is called the Night Face palette, and it costs $40.50. So another thing that I like about this collection, it is that the outer box is the same as what you will find inside, because usually we see the box is really pretty and then the insides, they are like, okay, there, what happened in the box? The box I will most likely recycle it or throw it away, and then I would love for my palette to have that same design. Well, on this one you will find same design outside as well as inside, which makes it really nice. Like even if you're planning to give it as a, you know, as a gift, it's like really pretty. Now the eyeshadows and the face palette, they are both made in the USA. The total weight for the eyeshadow palette, it is 0.60 ounces or 17.20 grams of product. And the face palette comes with 0.63 ounces or 18 grams of product. I also purchased the bronzer. The bronzer actually comes in 2 different shades, and as you can see, the package is the same, really pretty. And then when you open it up, it also have a mirror. Same thing with the face palette and the eyeshadow palettes, they both have a mirror. The cost of the bronzer is $30, and it comes with 0.35 ounces of product or 10 grams of product, and this bronzer has been made in Italy. The shade that I got is called Canyon Dreaming, which is the lighter shade, and then there is another shade called Sand Soak Strip, and that's the darker shade. Now there are 2 iridescent powders, and again I was a little bit confused on what type of powders these are, so I'm gonna read a little bit about these powders in a second. But I got it in the shade Into Eternity, which is the darkest color. The other color seemed a little bit too light for my skin tone. This one has a lot more of like peach and rose and a little bit of bronze too, with some, seems like it has some gold flecks in it. The lighter shade is called Serenity Seeker, and the cost of them are $36 each. They are also made in Italy, just like the bronzer, and it comes with 0.22 ounces or 6.50 grams of product. I just want to read really quickly what it says about this product right here. It says that it's a creamy, lightweight bronzing powder that boosts long-lasting, high-comfort wear. The silky, soft texture features micro light boosters that guarantee the look of healthy radiance. No filters needed. The result is a soft, focused, believable glow, offering sheer to medium buildable coverage and a natural luminous finish, especially designed in matte pink marble packaging with flashes of metallic gold. Okay, it also claims to refine the skin texture, instant radiance, stay true to color, long wearing, control oil, oil-free, non-drying. Apply with a leathered puff or a brush to face as desired. So basically they are targeting this as another bronzer, which to me doesn't really much sense. It has a lot of red undertones right here, and the other one seems to be a little bit more on the golden shade, but it wasn't really a highlighter either. So let's see upon application what is this product best for. It's just kind of like a weird description that is kind of throwing me off. Now the bullet lipsticks, they cost $19.50 and they come in this packaging right here. It's a carton box. It says just MAC, same design, beautiful marble, the foil gold right there. These lipsticks are made in Canada, and the bullet lipsticks is the same bullet lipsticks as MAC always do. But it's just the outer package that is really feminine, very pretty. The shade that I got is called Let's Mess Around, and it's a beautiful neutral shade. I think that this shade right here was actually the coolest tone out of all the rest, and that's why I just wanted to pick it up so it kind of like match a little bit the eyeshadow palette. Bullet lipstick comes with 3 grams or 0.1 ounce of product, and again the price is $19.50. This collection also comes with 5 different glosses, and I didn't grab any of them. They're called the Lip Gloss Electric Wonder, and they cost $18.50. Again, they come in the same beautiful packaging. I will put a picture up here of them, as well as the brushes. There is an eye blending brush for $26. And there's also a face brush for $43. Okay, I got you now a little bit closer as I'm gonna start doing my eye look. When you open up the palette, you will find this little film right here that tells you all the shade names. So you see, like, you have your mirror right here and your palette, and this goes on top of it. So you will not find the shades on here. I wish they have it. I think it would be nice to have the shade names on top of it, because these right here, it can be easily, you know, misplaced or thrown, and then there's no use out of it. But anyhow, let's just go ahead and start with the eyeshadow look. I'm gonna start with this shade right here called Marzipan with a fluffy brush. I'm gonna go ahead and use this E35 tapered blending brush by Sigma, and I'm just gonna start tapping it in. And it's a really nice taupey kind of shade. Just to let you know, I only have concealer and setting powder on my eyelid. With a Sonia G Worker Pro brush, I'm gonna go into this shade called Brum. And I'm just gonna deepen out my outer V. Now this same shade right here in the inner portion of my lid, and I'm gonna connect the shade just on my crease. Now I'm gonna go back again to the same shade that I used first, and I'm gonna start blending a little bit more the 2 shades on the top. With a Sonia G Builder Pro brush, I'm gonna go into this beautiful shade called So Jaded. It's kind of like a slate blue. And this is kind of like the shade that caught my attention on this palette, that I was like, okay, I want that palette. And I'm just gonna apply it right here in the middle of my eyelid. The application, it's dry. I want to try it how it will look wet. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of the eyeshadow on my brush, and then I'm going to wet it with some Fix Plus. I'm going to go back again into the shade Marzipan in the palette, again with an E35 Sigma brush. And I'm just going to blend the edges. Now I'm going to go into this shade called Fresh Innocence with my finger, and I'm just going to put it in the middle of my eyelid just to create kind of like a halo type of look. Now I'm going to go back again with my Sonia G Worker Pro brush to this shade over here called Brum. I'm going to deepen out my outer V and my inner V. For my lower lash line, I'm going to dip in with my Sigma E30 brush. It's a pencil brush, and the shade is called Dua Bandita. Seems like to be a shimmer duochrome shade. Okay, I'm gonna apply it wet and see what's the payoff. Now with a small JH42 brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Fresh Innocence. It has a beautiful payoff. And now that I'm done with one eyelid, I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eyelid off camera, and then come back to apply all the other products and give you my final thoughts and first impressions of this new collection. Okay friends, so I'm done with my eye look, and now I'm gonna go ahead and start playing with the face products. So first thing, I'm just gonna go ahead and dip into this bronzer here, and I'm gonna be using my Sonia G Face Pro brush. And let's see. Okay, this is a really nice neutral bronzer. It's not pulling too red or too cool. It's actually neutral. And this bronzer right here is also completely matte. Now, to be honest with you, I don't know what to do with this compact right here, because it's not really a blush and it's not a bronzer. It's kind of like an all-over face powder. So I think first I'm gonna jump into this palette right here, the face palette. I'm gonna go into my trusted Lancome brush that it doesn't have a name or a number, but it's there, and I just love to apply blush with this brush right here, and I'm gonna go into this shade. In person it looks a little bit on the orange side, so let's just see upon application. Okay, it's a very nice neutral type of undertone with a little bit of orange coral shade into it. Giving me a lot of color, so I'm gonna dip into this darker shade right here and see if it has more pigmentation. This is more of like a pink undertone. I'm gonna put a little bit on the temples. Now, before I apply highlighter, I'm gonna go ahead and use this powder right here. And I'm gonna go with this Sonia G Sculpt 2 brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it like right on this side of my cheeks and just around it, and see what is the finish that it gives me. I'm gonna use this palette for the mirror purposes, but I'm dipping into this. Okay, this powder gave me like a subtle sheen to my face. I'm gonna go ahead and dip into the highlighter right here, and I'm gonna go with the lightest shade in the palette, and I'm using this Morphe Y14 brush. Okay, it doesn't have a lot it doesn't have a lot of payoff. As you can tell, it's very subtle. Let me go into this shade right here, the middle shade in the pan, and see if that will give me a better payoff. Okay, this seems to give me a better payoff than the other shade. On the bridge of my nose, and again, I'm using that same middle shade right here in the palette. And then on my Cupid's bow. Now let's jump into the lipstick, and I got again the shade is Let's Mess Around, and I don't think I'm gonna line my lips. I'm just gonna see what's the color on my lips first. This is a pinky nude cool shade. To seal the deal, I'm just gonna use this Watermelon Glow Mist by the Glow Recipe. I love this spray because it has such a fine mist that it doesn't leave any droplets on the skin. Okay, my friends, so this is the final look using the Electric Wonder matte collection. Before we get into my final thoughts, I want to give you some swatches. These are the swatches of the eyeshadow palette. As you see, most of the shades are shimmer shades, foil shades, and not many mattes. This shade right here, although it looks black in the pan, when I have swatched it, it has a little bit of a hint of blue. Not much, but it's not like a super extreme matte shade. This is a taupey color down here, and then the rest are kind of like into the bronze taupey shade, and then up here you have more of your golden tones. And now let me show you some of the face products. So the top swatch right here is this Into Eternity Electric Wonder Iridescent Powder that it seems to be an all-over powder. And then right here I have the bronzer, which is in the shade Canyon Dreaming. So now I'm going to cover those two swatches and show you the face palette swatches. As you can tell, they are mostly highlighters and not much of like a blush. Now let's get into my final thoughts. Here we are, my friends, into my final thoughts about this collection. I don't usually use cool tone palettes. I like them, but it's nothing that I'm like, I need to use a full-on cool tone palette. But this palette right here is very pretty. The shades that I really love is this kind of silver light blue shade, as well as this duotone shade right here. Has a little bit of like a teal color with a little bit of brown and like a slate. Very beautiful. I love these champagne golds right here. This taupey shade is very pretty. I think that the palette overall is beautiful, but I think it's missing a little, maybe a couple more matte shades, because most of this palette is all shimmer shadows. I mean, we have all this row right here is matte shades. These are all shimmer, and then matte. So out of the 12 pans, you're receiving only 4 matte shades. All the other ones have a foil shimmer finish. So I think that's what is lacking in this palette right here. Although I understand that it's Electric Wonder and that's why all those shimmers, but I think for a more versatile look, I think it's just missing a little bit more mattes than shimmers. But definitely the stars of the shows are these two shades right here. Those are the ones that I love the most. Now going into the face palette, I think this palette is more for those who are makeup artists. Because to be honest with you, as a blush, no, it doesn't work. It's just, it doesn't have particles of glitter in the shades. It's basically nice foil type of shimmers. They don't have a huge impact to begin with. I was thinking that these two may serve the purpose of actually having a blush, but it doesn't work like a blush. It's pretty, but it's not for me. To me, it just the only one that gave me a nice payoff as a blush is this shade right here. I was thinking this maybe, but I have a light to medium skin tone, and yet this shade didn't show up as a blush for me. So, and I think this shade right here, it may work really good as a bronze topper. And this shade really didn't do much on my skin. You saw in my application, this shade actually was best for highlighter on my skin tone. So I think this palette, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's not for the regular consumer like me. I think this palette right here is more geared for those who are makeup artists or those who actually like to do makeup on other people. These will serve you a lot more. For me, I don't think I'm enjoying this face palette. Now going into the bronzer is just so beautiful. I think it really bronzed my skin really well. It didn't have any red or orange undertone to it. It kept it very, very neutral, so I was able to build it up and buff it and get an actual bronze on my skin. So I'm really enjoying this bronzer. I think this is definitely a keeper. Now for this Electric Wonder powder, when I was at the store, the lady who was helping me, she recommended to put it all over the face, but it actually has glitter in it, and I don't really like glitter products on my skin, so I don't see a lot of the purpose for this type of powder. It's beautiful nonetheless on the pan, and I apply it, as you saw, it all over. It doesn't show a lot of glitter on my face, so it's not super glittery, but it didn't make such a huge impact or difference on my makeup. So I think although it's really pretty, I don't know how to integrate it in my everyday makeup look. Hopefully it makes sense. It's really pretty, but it's just, I don't know, it's just not for me because it's just a combination of a blush, a bronzer, a highlighter, and then glitter in it. So yes, it can be used all over it, but it just didn't give me any, substantial finish to my skin that I will say, ooh, wow, look at this. And then the little glitters, it's just something that I don't like to add on my makeup. So I wasn't really a fan of this powder right here. Now about the lipstick, as any MAC lipsticks, creamy, is emollient. The smell is a typical MAC smell, that kind of vanilla type of scent. The color I think is super pretty. I usually do not go this light of a color on my lips on a pink, but I actually really like this tone of color on my skin. I like that this shade, Let's Mess Around, is a little bit cooler undertone. It goes really well with the Desert Lighting eyeshadow palette. Okay my friends, so now this is a wrap. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did so, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to leave your comments down below. Let me know if you're planning to grab anything from this collection. And before you leave, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and ring that little notification bell. Thank you so much again for watching. Until the next time, you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.